This is actually insane. This film features pure cinematic camera work, consistent characters, and a complete narrative arc. 5 full minutes of pure action cinema, and I built it entirely on my own. Just AI, a clear system, and a workflow that I'm about to share with you. Most people open an AI video generator, type a quick prompt, and then wonder why their film looks like 5 different movies stitched together. The character changes, the environment shifts, and nothing feels connected. That is not an AI problem, it is a workflow problem. The film you just watched started very differently. It began inside Claude with a structured pre-production framework, long before a single frame was generated. Today, I am going to break down exactly how that process works, step by step, with nothing held back. You will learn how to map out your story, lock in visual consistency, and assemble the final edit. Later, I will also review the exact 8-part prompt formula I use, a framework that completely changed my results. But first, let's dive into the blueprint that makes all of this possible. I built this film using a Claude filmmaking workflow skill, a structured production framework I created inside Claude AI. If you'd like to download it, you'll find the link in the description. Let me show you exactly what this framework produces step by step. The first step is story structure. Before generating anything, I mapped the entire film into 10 distinct scenes. Each scene serves a specific purpose, whether that's establishing the world, demonstrating a capability, raising the stakes, or building toward the climax. Every scene becomes a section of your shortlist, and every story beat becomes a prompt. This gives you a complete blueprint before production even begins. You're never guessing what comes next, because the entire film is already planned. The second step is character development, and this is where we build our protagonist, Ethan Creed. He's 41 years old with pale blue-gray eyes, a scarred left eyebrow, black tactical gear, and a blood-stained right shoulder. Every detail is intentional, right down to his NATO watch and wedding ring. The scars communicate experience, the ring gives him something worth fighting for. More importantly, these details are critical for AI filmmaking. When I write a prompt, I don't ask for a man in tactical gear. I provide Ethan's exact visual identifiers. Instead of generating a generic character type, the AI is generating a specific person. Apply this approach to every character in your film, and your cast remains far more consistent from shot to shot. The third step is visual language. Before generating a single frame, I locked in the film's entire aesthetic. We chose a handheld camera style, a cool desaturated color palette, practical lighting only, and purely diegetic sound. Diegetic sound simply means every sound comes naturally from within the world of the film. There is no background score, only what the characters themselves would hear. By defining these rules up front, every shot feels like it belongs to the exact same movie. The fourth step is the shot list. For this project, we created 47 individual shots. Each one includes the duration, camera movement, character, location, and action. Think of this as your production schedule. Instead of generating random clips and hoping they connect, you generate shot 1, then shot 2, then shot 3, following the plan from beginning to end. The fifth step is where this framework really proves its value. Every shot is generated using an 8-part prompt formula. Each prompt specifies the camera behavior, character identifiers, environment, action, dialogue, audio direction, continuity locks, and realism constraints. Continuity locks are especially important. These are instructions that tell the AI exactly what must remain consistent with the previous shot. Character appearance, wardrobe, injuries, props, lighting, environment, anything that should not change gets explicitly locked. At that point, you're no longer writing a simple AI prompt. You're writing a complete film brief. For example, I might request a handheld push-forward shot of Ethan Creed moving quickly through a dark industrial stairwell, with gear matching the previous shot perfectly and zero AI-generated distortions. When you follow a structured system like this, you stop hoping for good results and start expecting them. This entire process happens before production begins. It is complete pre-production for AI filmmaking. Now that the foundation is in place, let me show you how we feed all of this into the video generator to lock in the world itself, which is the key to to keeping your environment from shifting from shot to shot. No matter which AI video generator you choose to use, this technique still applies. However, the tool I keep coming back to is OpenArt, and you'll find a link to it in the description. For this film, I used the Seedance 2 model, and the feature that made this level of consistency possible is called Omni Reference. Here's the problem Omni Reference solves. Without visual references, the exact same prompt can generate different faces, different environments, and different gear every time you run it. That inconsistency is one of the biggest challenges in AI filmmaking. Omni Reference solves this by allowing you to upload visual anchors that the model uses throughout generation, helping every shot stay locked to the same visual identity. For this film, I uploaded 3 types of references. First, character references showing Ethan from multiple angles, expressions, and lighting conditions. Second, environment references, including the hallways, parking garage, and tower lobby. Third, prop references to lock in the tactical gear and weapons. And this is where many creators make a mistake. If you only anchor the character, the environment starts to drift. If you only anchor the environment, the character's appearance changes from shot to shot. But when you anchor the character, environment, and props together, every generation remains connected to the same world. Once those references are prepared, the workflow becomes surprisingly simple. First, paste your detailed shot prompt from Claude. Second, enable Omni Reference and attach your character, environment, and prop references. Third, generate the shot, import the result, and move directly to the next clip. Then repeat that exact process from shot 1 all the way through shot 47. The result is the same Ethan, the same tower, and the same gear across the entire film. That is the real power of Omni Reference, when paired with a structured pre-production workflow. Once all 47 shots are generated, it's time for assembly inside CapCut. Import the clips in sequence and begin refining the edit using L-cut and J-cut. An L-cut allows the audio from the next scene to begin before the visual transition occurs. A J-cut does the opposite, letting the audio from the previous scene continue after the visual cut. These techniques are incredibly effective at hiding the seams between independently generated AI clips. In fact, roughly 70% of the transitions in this film use this exact approach. It is one of the biggest reasons the final edit feels like a continuous movie instead of a collection of disconnected shots. If you're new to this editing technique, I have a beginner-friendly CapCut tutorial on my channel, and you'll find a link to it in the description. To finish the project, I applied a color correction pass to ensure visual consistency across every shot, and then exported the final film in 1080p. At this point, the film is complete. But the real question is, what does this workflow mean for your own project? To wrap things up, here is the biggest takeaway from this entire video. If you are a beginner, you now have the complete AI filmmaking pipeline: Claude for pre-production, Omni Reference for generation, and CapCut for assembly. That's the entire system. Download the workflow skill, follow the process, and your very first film will likely look better than most AI-generated content online, not because you're using different tools, but because you're using a structured system while most people are still improvising. If you're already creating cinematic AI videos, take a moment to evaluate your current workflow. Do you have a complete shot list before generating? Are your characters documented with precise visual identifiers? Are you anchoring your character, environment, and props with reference images? If the answer to any of those questions is no, you've probably identified the source of your consistency problems. The tools are not the limitation. Whether you're using Runway, Kling, Higgsfield, or OpenArt, all of them are capable of producing professional quality results. The difference is the system behind the tool. Build the system first, then generate. Before you go, there are 3 things I'd like you to check out. First, the complete 5-minute film is linked in the description with no cuts and no breakdowns. Watch it from beginning to end and pay attention to how the character, environment, and props remain consistent throughout the entire runtime. What you're seeing is this exact workflow in action. Second, the Claude filmmaking workflow skill is also linked below. Download it and use it for your next project. It includes the same templates and frameworks used to create this film, including the character Bible, visual language guide, story structure framework, and short prompts. And third, if you found this video valuable, subscribe to the channel. On my subsequent videos, I'm going even deeper into more of these topics. The film you watched at the beginning of this video was built entirely using this system. Now you have the blueprint. The only thing left to do is build your own. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.